There we go, it finally popped up. How's everybody doing? These are not the most popular streams. There are a few streamers that do really nice videos on the Isle. At least they used to in the Legacy version. This is going to be the newer version of the game, EVRIMA. I haven't played Legacy in quite some time. EVRIMA's got a lot of features now. It's been under development for a long, long time. But I believe the original developer is back on the team, and it's his vision that really started this game. And he has a personality that a lot of people may not like or maybe that butt heads with, but I think he's a pretty good developer because I've been a fan of the game ever since the Legacy version when I started to play it in early access, and then this version has been fun. It's a dinosaur survival game. This is the Isle, EVRIMA. Last time I streamed it, I created an herbivore in which I terribly misplayed that dinosaur because I drank salt water, and I think that pretty much spelled the end of that dinosaur because it pretty much poisoned him. And then I couldn't find fresh water, so he eventually died of thirst. This time around I'm going to do carnivore, but there's only one map as far as I could tell. Well, at least there was only one map on the official server I joined last time. And it was a new map that I was not familiar with, which was part of the problem. There's really no in-game map as far as I know, so you have to kind of know your way around. You have to know where water is, where the hotspots are. So I'm going to learn the map, and we'll see what this server I'm joining has. It's an NA Eastern server. Capacity is 100 players. As you can see, I'm waiting to join because it's at capacity. There were other servers that were at like 29 players out of 100, and those are not nearly as fun. This game is a lot of fun where there are a lot of other players. Now, they did add AI to the game, so we can, instead of having to go kill other player dinosaurs if you're a carnivore like I'm going to play, you can actually find AI. And from what I've found, the AI can attack you as well. So if you're playing a smaller dinosaur or an herbivore, you kind of have to watch out for those as well as the player dinosaurs. My position's moving pretty quick here now. I believe that people have to quit the server, not just die with their dinosaur. I think when your dinosaur dies, you get booted back to the main screen, if I'm not mistaken. But it's one life. If your dinosaur dies, you have to create a new one. There is no respawn. And it could take hours to grow a dinosaur, depending on the size. I don't know what the biggest dinosaur is other than Stegosaurus here. I think that is the biggest and longest in duration to grow. I think in the Legacy version, if you wanted to grow like a Gigantosaurus or a T-Rex, I think you were looking at about 8 hours or upwards of 8 hours of grow time. And it was not an exciting 8 hours. You had to move because you had to find food, but you also had to stay out of trouble. And so my playstyle was always to hide until I was getting down towards the bottom of my hunger bar or thirst bar, in which case I would wait till night. I would get up and I would get water, or I would look for food. The scent system is the same in the game, so you have a scent, I think is it the Q button? I think it's still the Q key, where you can sniff, and you sniff around, you can find tracks, you can find food that's been left on the ground. And there are other things that have been added that I don't know what they are yet because I haven't really done my research on the game. But I'll show you when I do it. There are different symbols, and it may point to different biomes, different type of places on the map. I'm not sure. But really what I'm going to be looking for is other dinosaurs. As a baby, I think you spawn in as not a newborn, but like an adolescent dinosaur. It's going to be difficult. I'm going to need to get scraps or small food until I grow. And there is nesting now in EVRIMA. It's a lot more involved than it was in Legacy. I think that it really takes cooperation. It takes other people working together, finding resources, finding food, and building nests. And then not just building the nest, but maintaining the nest. It has to have like certain temperatures. It has to have the nest itself is like has a survival mechanic. All right, here we go. I get to go Playing with other players can greatly increase your chance of survival. Yes, that's true. Until they eat you. I had an issue with sound last time I played. It sounded like the sounds were not loud enough. An Omniraptor. This is a raptor. The Pteradons are also fun. I don't think I've ever played a Pteradon. I remember running away from them in Ark. Dilos. Dilophosaurus works a little differently in this version. I don't think they have the bleed anymore. I think now they have a poison. Deinosuchus could be fun. It's a lot of underwater play. And Pteradons are unique. They fly. They fly and they fish. Why don't I try a Pteradon? I'm not going to spend too much time creating the dinosaur. You can change colors. I have a female here, so I don't think the colors are going to be as vibrant. You can see here male display. That's not going to change anything. Why don't we do random? I'm not too concerned because I'm going to be in the air most of the time, so I don't need to have a super camouflaged dinosaur. But when I make dinosaurs that live on the ground, obviously I like to have them really camouflaged. Let's just keep this guy here the way he is. That's him now, as he's a little guy. And when he gets older, he'll look like that. And that's fine with me. Let's go. Yeah, this is the map. I don't know what it's called. But I think it's smaller than the map that I had been playing on. Last time I started, I think I started in the west, and that was a mistake because I couldn't find water. This is all salt water, and that's what I was drinking. Let's start at water access. That makes more sense. There are a lot of human structures too in the game now, which leads me to believe that humans will be in the game shortly. Kind of forget how the flying mechanic works here. I know I have stamina. When the stamina runs out, I'm going to come crashing down. I just want to make sure that's not going to be in a place where there are dinosaurs that are going to eat me. I could land on things too. Let me try to land up here. Yeah, the spacebar is getting me altitude. That must be all freshwater. Bound to see dinosaurs around here. Right now my hunger is all the way at the bottom. There's a dinosaur swimming. There's two dinosaurs swimming. I see them in there. It seems to me like this is where the Deinosuchus are going to live, right? Because if the map only has a few water sources here, which I didn't notice too many, they're all going to be concentrated here. So taking a drink is going to be risky. Here's the scent. I'm using the scent, and you can see at the top of the screen there. That's the water symbol, so obviously water's in front of me. That arrow up is north. Arrow down is south, and there's one of the icons that I'm not sure what it means. It's like a path with little footprints. I guess I could go check it out and see if I could find food along the way. So I use a lot of stamina to gain altitude. You can see my stamina bar at the bottom right is going down quickly. I can go pretty high, but once I'm high, I can glide pretty far. It doesn't take too much effort to glide. It just takes the stamina away when you gain altitude. Holding the left Alt button will let you pan around your dinosaur. This is the furthest away I can get. Oh, there's another same species. You can't communicate with any other dinosaur unless you're the same species. Someone just said hello. There's another one. When you speak in chat, your dinosaur makes noise as if he's speaking. Oh, here's a little river. Okay, so I was wrong about that pond. It looks like this is also a place where the Deinosuchus can live. This is probably going to be a good spot for me to try and find food. The Pteradons are going to eat fish primarily. This is called Gateway. Somebody just mentioned the name. So in order for me to catch fish, I'm going to need to go down. Z is the air brake. You can see the air brake there. I think this is the dinosaur down there. I guess to go down, I dive. And when I dive, I pick up speed. What's that? That's a twig. So I'm looking for little splashes in the water. Those are going to be schools of fish. They added some like texture to the water. It looks, it's not as reflective. Now you can see like it looks like it's cloudy. There's turbidity in there. I kind of like it. It's either that or my graphics are messed up. And I don't think they are. I adjusted them last time. It's like grainy. You can see the water has like that grainy look to it, I think. Here's another man-made structure. I still haven't seen food. This is going to be difficult to find food in here. And I'm going to have to land along the banks pretty soon to get some stamina back. Unless I could find a large rock like I was just on. That would be ideal. Some dinosaurs can jump, so some of them can get up high to higher places to try and eat me. Here's a good place to land, I think. That time I came in hot and I kind of fell. Pressing H will sit him down, and holding H will make him go to sleep. That's if you want to log out safely. I'm just going to hang here to get stamina. And while I'm doing that, let me check my settings. So graphics are at quality, NVIDIA DLSS quality. I have 2560 by 1440, VSync off. Motion blur off. My shadows are medium. I can try to get the shadows higher. Let's see what that does. Epic textures, epic effects. Materials determines the quality of materials in the environment. Can have some positive performance when lowered. Let's do high on materials. All right, let's try that. A restart is required to change some settings. I'm not going to restart. So, well, it's making me restart. Or did it just kick me out? Nah, it's making me restart. Which sucks because I'm going to have to wait in that line again. Unless I can get right back in. Which I doubt because there are probably people waiting. That was dumb. It said that a restart was required. It didn't say it was going to restart. It restarts automatically anyway. Alright, NA5 gateway has 39 out of 100. I think I was in NA3 west or NA4 east. Let's try NA4 east. Yeah, there's going to be a wait. And this is the server I was on, actually. You could see, it shows you now the dinosaur that you had, which is helpful because the way it used to be is you had to remember where your dinosaurs were. And I remember having to log in and log out of servers just trying to find out which dinosaurs were there. Now it tells you, which I like. It's a good feature that they added. It even shows you their hunger and thirst and their percentage growth. The line is moving pretty quick. I don't know whether to call that a queue or a quay or what is that word? A queue? It's a queue, right? So back when I played the legacy version of the game, there was very little to do to grow your dinosaur. The fun of it for me was the constant threat of other players trying to eat you and just bullying or harassing you and trying to avoid them or trying to kill them and harass them back, which you couldn't do unless you were the correct type of dinosaur or unless you had a pack. Now I played on a server, I think it was Isla Nicta, where it was a semi-realistic server where they had rules written and they had their own website, their own Discord, and their own rules written where you had to follow them, and then they had moderators in the game and admins that would ban you if you didn't. You would get like 3 strikes or something, and then if you didn't obey the rules, you would get banned. So the rules were things like you couldn't mix pack if you were carnivores. I think most herbivores could mix pack. there were certain exceptions with that, and things like you couldn't attack somebody if they had their own body there next to them, a carcass that they were eating. If you wanted to, you had to like challenge them, in which case the voices, the dinosaur calls came in into play, because the calls, I think they're the same in this version. One is your broadcast, so if you want to find friends or you want to basically tell everybody where you are, you hit 1, your dinosaur will make a lot of noise. 2 is your friendly call. They changed the function of that in this version to be your grouping call, so if you wanted to group with somebody, you point your dinosaur at them and press your friendly call, and it will actually automatically in the game send like a friend request, like a group request. And it also means I'm friendly and I'm not going to kill you. But if you're on an official server like this one, somebody can come over and spam the friendly call all they want until they come close, and then they could eat you. There's no rules against that. There was rules against that on Isla Nicta. The 3 key is your aggressive call. That's if you're protecting your nest, or you're protecting a young one, or you're just basically not in the mood to fight somebody, or you want to fight somebody. You can press the 3 key to make it known that you're going to be aggressive towards them if they come close to you, or you're going to be aggressive because you're going to probably go and eat them. I don't know why anybody would do that. They probably would want to sneak up and eat them, but that's the aggressive call. And the 4 is the holy shit, I'm getting out of here button. That's the one that you want to avoid combat and confrontation. You press 4, and that means I'm throwing in the towel. I'm out. Some of the best calls were the 4 call, I remember. It also came into play in challenges, so that there were rules on territory control and things like that. These were all player-made rules that were not part of the game, but did enhance the gameplay. And let's say there were a couple of apex dinosaurs, and so apex are, let's say, two T-Rexes together. That was the maximum party size. 2 T-Rexes, that's it. Two adults. Once they were in a territory, they would control it, and other apex dinosaurs couldn't exist there unless they challenged and fought over the territory. So you would hear the 3 calls, and then you would hear either the fighting, or you would hear the 4 call, where the other party decided that they're going to give up and relinquish the victory to the other side, and that's how it worked, and it was pretty cool. The nest making in Legacy was simple. You didn't even have to have a partner. You can just be a female and find a place to put your nest. As long as you had a suitable area, you can build it, and then all you needed to do was find food for the young that would eventually hatch there. I don't know the exact rules in EVRIMA, but I do know that there's a lot more to it. So you need the materials. You have to find certain materials to build it. Then you have to find you have to have suitable some like a dinosaur sitting on it to keep the right temperature. So they made it more interesting for sure. And this is a longer wait than I had hoped. There are other options in this genre of game. There's Path of Exile. No, not Path of Exile. Path of... what's it called? Path of Exiles is not that game. It is a game, but it's not the dinosaur game. Path of Titans. It's called Path of Titans. I tried it. I don't like it as much as the Isle. It did have a lot of extra things as far as like role-playing things, where you would build your dinosaur the way you want. You can like learn certain traits and abilities, I think. But I didn't like it as much. The community was not as, I don't know. The community is not friendly here because they will kill you. But the community is, I guess, supportive of the game. And Path of Titans, they just seemed, I don't know, it was off. Something was off about it. I didn't like it too much. And then there's another one called, I'd have to check my Steam list now because I forget the name of it. But I tried it. It has very outdated graphics. And, man, what was it called? I don't remember it. But I didn't like it. This was my favorite dinosaur survival game. So this is the one I keep coming back to. I think the next maybe the next big update here might be the humans, since they just added this gateway map not too long ago with all the man-made structures, and I think they had been testing. I've actually seen footage of humans in the game, and like this, you could see it's pretty cool. Like there are size differences that are just crazy. Like the humans are tiny compared to some of these dinosaurs, and it's a real asymmetric playstyle. You know, the humans can be just destroyed by just about any dinosaur. But then they have their own, they're going to have their own ways to survive, which I'm interested to see how that works. There have been people from the beginning of the game, because even the old version, they had plans to add humans at one point. At one point, either earlier on, and then they might have just scrapped it and said, no, it's just going to be giant dinosaurs. But either way, it was an idea that people were aware of, and it was a real contentious issue. People were either definitely into it or definitely set against it. For me, I couldn't say one way or another unless I saw it and played it. But I like the idea of playing the underdog in games. That's why most of the time I play the herbivore. Unless you're the Stegosaurus, they're not underdogs by any means. I think they may still be considered the most powerful dinosaur in the game, just because of their size and the constitution, and also because of their weapon, their tail weapon. Normally, the bigger the dinosaur, the harder it is to kill you, and they are much bigger than the others in this game. This little guy, this Pteradon, even when he's full grown, is probably going to get one shot by most things. All this for just a little graphical adjustment. If I had only known. Now I know for next time. Man, I've had countless hours in this game, mostly in the legacy version, where I would stay up all hours of the night just because I was in a good group. We were really kind of creating our own content, if you could even call it that. The content's the same, but we were just, you know, running around, claiming territory, nesting, you know, inviting new people into the group. A lot of it took place down at the docks in the old. In the old server, there were certain areas that were popular, and the docks were one of them. It turned into nighttime here. Put my night vision on. No, it didn't. It was nighttime for a second. Now it's back to day. Now the water looks the same, even with that adjustment I made. You can see that it's raining now. My ping and FPS are not as... Well, my ping is okay. It's an NA East server, so my ping is 60. My FPS is hovering around 90, and it was over 100 before I made the adjustment. So this is also not looking that great, but at the same time lowering my frames. So I may go back to it after the stream. Alright, I'm getting too hungry to wait around here, so let me take off and look for food. I'll just keep going down the river. There it is, playing the little dinosaur music. Oh, there's some fish. It's going to be hard to get those. You see them right there below me. I'm going to have to dive to get those, but there are rocks there. So that's going to be a tough dive. Let's see if there are more ahead. If not, I'll come back and get those. I don't even remember the keys that I need to use to eat. Oh, okay. Control is also a dive. Was it? Shift is like a speed boost. Did that use stamina? Yeah, shift, it uses a little stamina, but it gets you going faster. There's a fish right there, so let me get some altitude, a little bit of altitude, I don't need much. And then I'm going to have to slow down. Oh, I'm also going to have to figure out what the key is. Controls. My dinosaur's still flying, by the way, so. Air brake, build. Free look, we know that. Right mouse button, maybe? Or E? Could be E. Here's fish here. There's fish all over. Let's see. Let me get some. Get in the air again, and then. Oh, this is not where I want to be. It'll be a miracle if I make it out of here. Alright, I got lucky there. Let me find the key, otherwise I'm never going to get a fish. Actions. Air brake, I know, Z. I don't use buck. Nest is N. Scent is Q, I know that. Left shift is the sprint. That helps me pick up speed in the air too. Use is E. I don't think I tried E. Try that. Nope. I'm totally out of stamina now, so I'm gonna hide in a bush. To fish, look for bubbling ripples in the water. Carefully glide just above the water and hold the right mouse button to dip your beak in. Alright, it's not as complicated as I thought. It takes forever for stamina to come back on these guys. It might get better as they grow. Right now I'm still very little. My diet is good. Growth rate is plus 7%. It could be better once I get better nourishment from my preferred foods. Schooling fish, crabs, chicken, Hypsilophodon. I don't know how to say that, but that is a playable character, playable dinosaur that people can make. It's an herbivore, and they're very annoying. Bullfrogs, rabbits, Pteradons. That's interesting. Probably baby Pteradons. Sea turtles, Bipiosauruses. Oh, they're so cute. And Pterodactylus. I hear something. That's something swimming. Oh, these are Bippies. Is that a Bippy? It's a Bippy swimming alongside a dino. They don't know I'm here. My food is red. I'm going to get up now and try to get some of these fish. This fish right there. Right by the dinosaurs that want to eat me. This is not going to be a one-time try. I'm going to have to get those. Okay, I got it, but I think I missed them. I think I missed the fish, but I got the controls. Get down there. And now I'm just hitting the space bar just to keep myself above water. I got up too high. Just as I was passing by the fish, I got up too high. I'm not using a lot of stamina to do it, so I can actually do this a little bit. I'm starting to take damage from hunger. It's all coming back to me. It's like riding a bike. Come on, grab one. I'm not sure if I have to do anything besides hold. Oh, okay. It said something. I think I have to. What did it say to do? Is this a fish right here? What the hell is that? That's not a good sign. When you hear splashing near the water, it's never a good sign. But I have no choice. I have to try and eat. Let's see if I can eat this fish. Oh, that's attack. I think this is just a graphical glitch. I don't think this fish is actually here. He must be here because that wasn't to drink, that was to eat. Alright. There we go. I'm eating it. It's just that the hitbox or whatever is all messed up. His face gets all bloody. I don't have enough stamina to take off. The one good thing about sitting down in an open place like this is you can see what's coming from pretty far away. Unless it's coming from that way, I think that the dinos can jump out of the water pretty quick and get on top of you. So if that happens, I'm going to be dead. But a Pteradon on land is as good as dead anyway. And without the stamina and without being able to take off, I mean, running around is just going to... it's going to be a disaster, so I might as well stay here, get my stamina back so I can take off. Then I'm going to practice catching fish again. My growth rate went up to 15% because I have a great diet. My stamina regen is increased. My sprint cost is decreased by 10%. I think I may have to hit the E button when I come through those fish. That disappears so fast I can't see what it says. Oh, release the mouse button to catch a fish. So there it is. I got one. Let's find someplace high to sit. Now I could save this for later, or I could just eat it now by pressing E. I could drop it, I think, by pressing G. Yeah. It disappeared. No, there it is. It's still alive. It's like jumping around, so I ate it. I think that's a big fish down there. Oh no, what is that? That's like a big AI fish down there at the shore. You can see it freaking out. Growth is up to 24.5%. I weigh just over 10 kilograms. Maximum speed is 17 kilometers per hour. I have a very small bite force of 4.7. This rain could put me to sleep. But yeah, this is another one of those games that you have to exercise some patience, I guess. When I used to play it, the Legacy version is worse because it's basically you eat, you drink, you nest, or you hunt. There weren't many other things to do. And any food would just fill your hunger meter. In this now, because it has the diets, I want to actually look for the 3 different types of diets, and right now I only have one of them met. If I get all the 3 different diets at once, I think I get a lot more bonuses. Then besides the great diet, it may give me other things. So it encourages players to move their dinosaurs around the map instead of just sitting around. So what I would do is, especially with the apex dinosaurs that took a very long time to grow, I would find a good place to hide while my hunger and thirst were full, and then I would paint my minis. Those were the days before I had a second monitor. Now I would probably just put something else on my other monitor. This is the kind of game you can play 2 games at once if you have the means, because there's not a lot of action in this game. Not right now anyway, not at this point. Once I'm grown, let's say I get into a party and we start a nest, then busy work starts. Because from what I remember, I did it once. Everybody has a task, everybody has to work together. It's a real chore to get it done and to keep up with it. Like a lot of people I think complained that once the nest was built and they started to get eggs and started to invite players, that's the point at which it should cool off a bit. You shouldn't have to really do all the busy work. Even in Legacy, you had to constantly fill the nest with food because the babies would eat all the food out of the nest, sort of like in real life. And you know, they would die if they didn't get the food because they couldn't hunt for themselves, their babies. They couldn't really start hunting until they were juvies, and even then it was difficult. So I'm going to start looking around for different types of food now. I have the fish and crabs are covered. What I need to find now are like bullfrogs or rabbits or Pteradons. It tells you where they're located. Hipsies are located in jungles and coastal. Bullfrogs are located at water biomes. Rabbits are located in jungles and plains. Pteradons can basically be anywhere, but I guess they're talking about maybe the AI Pteradons? Because I think they may be AI dinosaurs, the same as the ones you can play. Unless they're telling you here you have to find other players' Pteradons and eat them. In that case, coastal, grasslands, highlands, that probably covers the whole map. So I'm going to head back where I came from to that lake. And when you're at a place like I was with height, you can just jump and fly. I pretty much just jumped off, pressed the space bar, and I get wings, spread and air under them, and I go. If you're on the ground, you have to sprint, get some speed, take off, and then hold the space bars till you get the altitude that you want. The game has always had nice graphics and sound. Sound is very important too, because you need to hear all around you, and directional sound is super important because you want to hear which direction either your prey is or your predators are. So as a Pteradon flying, you don't actually have to hit the left Alt key to orbit your dinosaur. Since he's flying in a straight line like this, the WASD keys are really what's changing his position in the air, and you can just orbit around. I think a ground dinosaur is different, if I remember right. I don't think, well, last time I tried scent during a rainstorm, it worked. But it may not work to the extent that you want it to. In the older versions, the rain would nullify scent. It would erase all footprints, and you couldn't use it when it was raining. But last time I played my, what was that last time? I forget that. I played an herbivore. I forget which one. Oh, I played a Packy last time, and I used it in the rain, and I actually saw some things. I don't know the accuracy of them. If it was just leftover scent from what I had last time, I don't know, because they do change things. I mean, it makes sense for scent not to work in rain like this, right? Like, it would erase footprints, mostly. There's some more fish down here. Let's see if I could use scent while in the air. And nothing seems to happen. Now, if I flew into that tree, I would actually fall to the ground. Like, you can crash while you're flying. Things are, what is the word I'm looking for? There's, you can collide with things. There's collision. In the old version, I don't think there was collision between dinosaurs. That was the fight. You would run through a dinosaur and bite it. There's some dinosaurs down there. I'm going to turn around and get a closer look at them. See, if I was an adult, I would bother them. I'd go down there and peck at them, but I'm still just a little dinosaur that I really shouldn't be doing that. Looking for bullfrogs. Really? I want to eat a bullfrog. No, I'm not for real. Almost 30%. So you can see you could fly for a long time when your stamina is full, almost full. I'm actually going to land here. You put on the air brake before you land and you don't crash into whatever you're trying to land on. Not a really safe spot, because dinosaurs can still get to me here, I think. Especially the ones that jump. I am thirsty. I'm going to have to go down there and drink. Let me do that now. I landed a little hard there. Now you could see I used a lot of stamina the way I took off. That was dumb. I think if you try to take off from a stationary position, it uses a lot more stamina than if you run. This is a very dangerous thing to do. And you know that there are dinosaurs in this water just waiting for something to land here on the shoreline so that they can eat. So what I normally do is I drink a little bit and I move. I move to a different spot and drink, but my stamina is really low. Okay, I can still take off. So I'm going to do that. Never stay in one spot for too long when you know that there are predators around. I don't have enough stamina to... Alright, before I drink again, I'm going to get some stamina, hide here in the bush. It's been an opinion of certain players that the vegetation in the world is too thick, it's too easy to hide and avoid confrontation, but if you want to play that way, that's always been sort of my play style. I find it when I want it. I'll find confrontation when I want it. I actually, when I'm playing an herbivore and trying to survive, I tend to go near all the dinosaurs, just not that near, and I always find places to hide from them. And if I'm a carnivore and I have to hunt, then I do it when I need to. But if you have a dinosaur that takes a long time to grow and it's a real hard task and it's hard to find food, you don't want to be bothered being attacked by other players. You want to get your dinosaur grown and enjoy like the gameplay of a full adult dinosaur before you really get close to anybody that has a chance to eat you. But that being said, being near other players offers opportunities. Suppose you're near a bunch of carnivores that have just decimated, let's say, like a herd of herbivores, and there are bodies, carcasses everywhere, pieces of meat here and there. If you're a little Pteradon or a little raptor, or even I think even Bipiosaurus can eat meat now. I think they could eat meat and vegetation. You can take advantage of that. Go grab a little piece of meat and go take it back to your buddies or hide. Have other dinosaurs do your dirty work and be sort of like a scavenger. Alright, this is good enough. I'm gonna... See, another thing I did there that lowers my stamina is, instead of pressing H to get back up, he takes a longer time here. I'll hit H and I'll sit back down. Now if you hit H to get back up, it's not any stamina hit. But if you see a predator coming or you need to get up in a hurry and you just start moving, I believe you lose more stamina that way. These are things I kind of forgot. Getting a drink near food sources like these fish, never a good idea. Because I'm not the only thing that eats those fish. There are other dinosaurs that might want them, which means that they could probably eat me as well. There's a dino right out in the water there, you see it? Fly over it. Just went under. I don't know why he's afraid of me. There's a lot of fish in this lake. I wonder how low I have to be for them to grab me. Got one. This is probably the best dinosaur to have to explore the map. So before I said, and in my last recording I also said that I blamed part of my death on not knowing the map. Now that was only a very small part of it. But when you know where things are, let's say I'm really thirsty and you know where the water source is, then you have an advantage there. So this is a good dinosaur to have to explore the map, to get to know the map. Unless you find a third-party map on the internet or something. Missed it. Missed it. How come I can't land on that thing? Could I land on this part of it? Yeah. Let's eat this fish. That's the way to do it. When you have it in your mouth and you press E, he just gulps it down. If it's on the ground, he takes bites out of it. It takes longer for him to eat. I can sit here too. So 33.1%. Still got a great diet. This rain just doesn't stop. I never saw that other Pteradon that was talking. Chat. He's probably sitting hiding someplace. I didn't see any flyers besides me. It's getting either foggy or dark or something. I can see that the lighting is getting dimmer. Reflections are pretty cool. What is that reflection from, though? There's no sun in the sky. Looks like that should be something reflecting up in the sky, but I don't see it up there. Nice. I love the rain. Little raindrops on the cement. I wonder if this has any effect on dinosaurs. If there's a storm like this. Whoa, that was something that was just roaring. Nothing listed in my status report. I don't seem to care. Here's the group page. Allow group invites, group name tags. It is nasty out. Now I think what I'm going to do here is sit here. I have quite a while that I can sit because my hunger and thirst are pretty good. They seem to be going down very slowly. I'm just going to sit here throughout the storm. I'm going to end the stream and let this dinosaur grow so that next time I stream, hopefully I'm going to be closer to adult, and then what I'll do is I'll stream my exploration of the Gateway Island. Maybe have a little fun trying to pick on smaller dinosaurs as well. Until then, I want to thank you for joining, and I hope you enjoyed the stream. This is the Isle of EVRIMA. It's on Steam, on the PC, and I'll be back with another one.